Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ms. Gomez. I am one of the counselors at Cerritos High School. In particular, I am counselor for last names D through I. Today, I'm presenting on behalf of the entire team to the class of 2024. Usually, we would do this in person in our theater between 30 to about 100 students. However, due to the situation, we're going to be presenting online. But it's the same amount of great information. Of course, we won't be able to ask questions at the very end, but I will invite you to contact me if you have any questions, or your counselor as well, who can provide information if you have further questions. So to begin with, the purpose of this is to make sure that you make the right moves as you head into your high school experience, your high school career, and you set the tone for your future plans, whether that's a 2-year college, a 4-year university, military, or work enforcement, whatever it is that you're looking to do after high school. We are here to support you every step of the way. So with that, I want to introduce our counselors. We did get a little creative and created the little Bitmoji setting because that is kind of our online format, but I did want to show you a picture of who we really are down here. Some of you we have met, as we met in February and March to plan your classes for your freshman year. Some of you we actually have not met, and we've only been talking through the online format. So I did want to put a face to the name. So the first counselor is Dr. Gutierrez, who is counselor for last names A through C. You'll see her here. Myself, Ms. Gomez, counselor for last names C through I. Mr. Beck, who is a counselor for last names J through K and also T through Z. Ms. Kellerman, who is the counselor for last names L through O, and Ms. Marbury here, who is the counselor for last names P through S. You can reach us via email. If you are more comfortable with communicating with us through email, we can do that. Or if you want us to set up an appointment, whether you want to do a Google Meet or you want us to call you on the phone, whatever it is, we're here to support you. We just need to coordinate it. Usually you would just walk into our office or stand outside and wait your turn to talk to us. But for now, we're going to work with what we have, but we are here for you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the A through G requirements. This is probably the least exciting piece of my presentation, but it's the most important piece of the presentation because it is what is required to go to a 4-year university out of high school. So you're going to hear us refer to it as the A through G requirements constantly. So this is for the Cal State system, the UC system, and the private schools. So what is required? They put them in these letters, but it's A for 2 years of history. This would be your world history class, your US history class. You're going to see that on this poster, there's Dawn hats. They represent the amount of years that you should be taking the classes, but the numbers that appear on top of them are not so easy to see, but those numbers are the years that you have to take them. So there is a I have to and I should. Now, we're always going to push you at Cerritos to do the I should do it. Because we want you to be competitive amongst all the candidates that are applying to these universities. You are required to do 4 years of English. You kind of don't get away with not doing English. English is extremely important. You're going to do 3 years of math that is required. So again, university says we require 3, but we recommend that you do that 4th year. So at Cerritos, we're going to push you to do that 4th year. Now, if you absolutely do not like it and you're not interested in the math, you don't have to do it necessarily as a requirement for the university, but it is a recommendation. So we are going to encourage that you do that. So that is getting up to, at the very least, math level 3. So we should at least complete math 3. So we're eligible for the universities. After that, would be great to do that 4th year, whether that's the calculus, the stats, AP calculus, or any of our other maths. With the science, we are required to do 2 years of science, 1 year of biology, which all of you should be in, one type of biology or the other, honors bio, regular bio, biomed. And then chemistry as a sophomore is what you're going to take, chem or chem honors. And then that 3rd year of a science is recommended. So this is where we're going to say, hey, you love science. Let's have you do some AP chemistry. Let's look at AP biology. Let's look at AP environmental science. Let's look at advanced topics in bio. If you're not a huge fan of the sciences, but are interested in doing that 3rd year, that is a great class to pursue. We also have physics class, AP Physics 1, and AP Physics C. So those are a lot of sciences that you can pursue. Now, again, we recommend that you do that 3rd year. Now, if you're going to be a STEM major, science, tech, engineering, math, we're going to recommend that you do a 4th year. More and more are we seeing students pursue that 4th year. And again, it's all about being competitive and doing what is recommended, right, by the university. Letter E is the foreign language, so it is required to do 2 years of the same foreign language. It is recommended to do 3 years of that language. Now, if you do that 4th year of the language and you get B's or better in your classes, your foreign language classes, and C's are better in your English classes, then you can be eligible for the Seal of Biliteracy. And the Seal of Biliteracy is this nice little thing that we put on your high school diploma that says you're bilingual, you're biliterate. You can go to an interview and prove that you are bilingual. We also give you a nice little medal to wear at graduation that shows that you pursued the foreign language for 4 years. Now, if you are a student that started in middle school with Spanish 1 and you're now in Spanish 2, that's awesome. You're already working towards those 4 years. So that Spanish 1 in middle school does count. If you're currently in Spanish native or heritage Spanish, then that also will count for you into as long as you get to the AP class. Letter F is 1 year of a visual or performing arts class. We have a variety of classes at Cerritos High School: ceramics, music appreciation, film studies, graphic design, intro to film and video production, advanced concert band also counts. We have a lot of different options. So we will sit with you and look through all of those when that time comes. Usually junior years, when you have a little bit of space there. Some of you might already be getting rid of that, or not getting rid of it, but taking advantage of taking an art this year as a freshman. And the last one is called the letter G, which is the college prep elective. So this is the university saying you're going to do an extra year of something up here. So if you took that 4th year of a math, if you took that 3rd year or even 4th year of a science, you took that 3rd year or even 4th year of a foreign language, or you wanted to be in art classes a couple more years, then that would be your letter G. That's what this would represent. Now you have to get C's or better. C's or better. It's really, really important that you get C's. If you do happen to get a D or an F, you are going to have to retake that class during summer school or through our credit recovery program your junior, senior year, but we're aiming at C's or better no matter what. All right, so that's the A through G requirements. Now I want to go over high school transcripts. I realize you don't really have a transcript yet because this is your first semester. There are no grades right now. Our semester won't end until January. In January, you will see a transcript with actual grades. So I wanted to go over the transcript because it is kind of confusing to understand sometimes. We always put your demographic info up here: name, birthday, all that good stuff, address, and then counselor. But I wanted to point this out in particular. So on the transcript, you're going to see these little plus signs. For example, this student took an honors class. Little plus sign on the side indicates it was an honors class. You'll see that they attempted 5 credits, completed 5 credits. Now you will see also that the student did not pass math class, so it'll say 5 credits attempted, 0 completed. It'll give us a nice little tally that says 20 credits were completed out of the 30. The GPA is 1.17. At Cerritos High, we do not give you a boost on your GPA based on an honors class. However, the university will do that. So I wanted to point out the bottom part of the transcript. You're going to see that this gives us a total GPA here. It'll give us a credit count, so we as counselors know that you're on track towards graduation, or maybe you're not and you need to make up a class because you failed it. For example, the student failed bio here, would have to take bio in the summertime. But what I really wanted to point out is our graduation credits. Oops. Okay, alrighty. So with graduation, you're going to see that we require 230 credits to graduate. Now, every class that you take each semester is worth 5 credits if you get a D or better. D is a passing grade. However, remember, universities want C's or better. So it'll be important that you pursue the C's or better. Now, you're going to see that graduation requirements are slightly different from the A through G. So we, as your counselor, will do a great job in making sure that you're meeting the graduation requirements because we want you to get a diploma. But if your goal is to attend a 4-year university, we're going to make sure you're meeting the A through G requirements as well. So where are they different? So here we also require 4 years of English. We also require 3 years of math. Again, the 4th is what the university recommends. Physical science is a chemistry class that we require. Life science is a bio class that we require. U.S. history is your junior year. Civics econ is your senior year. World history is your 10th grade year. Now you're going to see health class here. That's a graduation requirement by the state of California. So everybody has to take health before they leave high school. Some of you are already doing that through your futures in health class or through your intro to med class. So both of those courses will give you that health credit. Now, if you're not in those classes, do not stress. Very, very normal. a lot of our students will take health over the summer through us or through our adult school program, or they will do it during the school year, their junior or senior year. So don't stress about that. We will make sure that you get your health credits. 2 years of PE are required. So what is PE? PE is your band class, PE is a PE class, or your sports class. So 2 years of PE are required during 9th and during 10th grade. The next thing is 1 year of a fine arts or a foreign language. A lot of you are already in a foreign language or possibly in art, so you will get those credits. But then we require 75 credits of electives. So this is you doing extra classes throughout the next 4 years. So usually you will have 6 classes per year. Sometimes by senior year, you might petition to take 5, and we look at your credits, we look at your situation, and then we drop down to 5 classes senior year. So in total, 230 credits are needed to graduate from high school. All right. Okay, so what do universities look for? Universities are looking for a student with a strong GPA. So what is a strong GPA? A 3.0 or higher. 3.0 at the bare minimum. The higher, the better, of course. So the higher you can make it, the better you're going to stand out. The other thing that is required or used to be required is the SAT-ACT score. Now, for the class of 2021, it is something that is not a requirement. However, by the time it's 2024 or 2023, when you're applying, it might actually be a requirement. So we're going to give you more information on how to prepare for the SAT-ACT because we really don't know if it will stay as an optional part of the application or it'll be a requirement like it was for the class of 2020. So I'd rather us plan that you are going to have to take it. And if you end up taking it, not doing so well, then if you don't want to report it, then that's your decision. It's not going to affect you. It's not going to disqualify you or anything like that. So let's assume that it is a requirement. So SAT-ACT score, a lot of students will say, should I take both? What is the difference? So they both measure the same things, but they are created a little bit differently. For example, the ACT does have a little component of a science, whereas the SAT does not. So my recommendation is that your junior year, again, you don't have to worry about this now, but your junior year, you take both the SAT-ACT in the spring. You see how you do, you see which one you did better on, and then you study that summer into senior year for it to be retaken in the fall of senior year. So I have seen students that do phenomenal on one and not so good on the other because they are slightly different. Now the ACT is Common Core language. You are learning the Common Core, so it might actually sound more familiar, but you are more exposed to the SAT. So I would take both because you never know. You have nothing to lose, just 4 hours of one of your Saturdays, possibly a little large fee, but we also do have fee waivers. So if you're a student that gets free reduced lunch, we will give you a fee waiver that will waive that fee for the SAT and the ACT. The next thing that's extremely important is the extracurriculars. So what is that? That is you taking a sport, being a part of a club, being part of something out of school, like maybe you're in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, or you're a youth in a youth group at your church, or you're a leader in your community. Whatever it is that you do outside of the academic life is your extracurricular. Now, what happens if you can't do that because you are babysitting your siblings or you are required to work to sustain your family? That is actually considered an extracurricular. It'll be important that you explain that to the application when you do apply in 2023. Alrighty, the next thing is community service. The UC system and the private schools value community service. So they want to make sure that you are giving back to your community. Now, right now, it's a little bit difficult because we are in a pandemic, but there are other things that you can do. Like you can write to a senior citizen in a home, or you can start a blog, or you can communicate with other people online in a safe way. There's a variety of things that you can do from your home. We did put a link on our website, and I'll talk about the website later on, that lists things that you can do virtually and safely. The next thing is the A through G classes. So A through G classes you already are familiar with. You do have to take the A through G classes. We are going to make sure that you are right on track towards that, so don't stress too much about that. Just make sure you and your counselor are communicating about it. I did write on here challenging classes. It's extremely important that you challenge yourself. So if you are in an honors English this year, or science or math or anything like that, then you're already on top of it. Now, if you're not, that's okay. Don't stress. Let's add an honors class next year. It's important that you challenge yourself because it is what the universities are looking for, but it's also a good way for you to prepare for college level curriculum, college level work. So challenging classes are those AP classes. So next year, as a sophomore, we do have AP World History, AP Human Geography as options for you. So we hope that you take advantage of either one of those, or you pursue honors English, or you pursue honors Chem, or you stick to your honors math. Whatever it is, it's important that you challenge yourself. Now, I want to talk a little bit about AP classes. I realize that's not you just yet, but it's important to put that in the back of your mind. So the AP classes are classes that you are able to take sophomore year through senior year. We do start with the summer assignment usually because we need to put all the curriculum between the summer and the month of March. So we're cramming all that info between those months. In the month of April, you're reviewing with your teacher and your classmates for the AP test. You take the AP test in the month of May. The AP exam is scored between a 1 and a 5. If you get a 3, 4, or 5, then you get college credit. Now, each university is very different. Some universities will not take any credit from the AP exams. Some universities will say we will only take 5s, or some universities will say you are a math major and you got a 3 on AP Calc, good job, you passed, but we're not going to accept it. So each school is very different, but we still recommend that you take the AP class because you are potentially getting that college credit. When you get to the university, you're going to be doing classes that are called general education. So think of the A through G requirements again. Very similar. You're going to do English classes, math classes, history classes, art classes, foreign language, all kinds of things. So if you took the AP class, you took the AP test, and you passed it, your university could give you that college credit, and you save time and you save money in the future. So my recommendation is take the AP class. Now, we're not saying take every AP class we offer, because we need a good balance in our high school career, because you are going to be involved, because you're going to be in a club, or you're going to be in a sport, or you're going to be working on that GPA. So we are going to recommend that you take what you can balance. Usually we say sophomore year, do 1 or 2 max, junior year, do 2 or max 3, and then senior year, you can boost it up if you want or maintain it. So the idea is that you're not overloading yourself, because they do want a well-rounded student, not a student that only has challenging classes and a great GPA, but does not have any service, does not have any activities, and so forth. Now, the university is going to ask you about your honors and your awards. So anything that you receive between now and your senior year, whether that's athletic, academic, or in the community. So what I recommend now as a freshman is that you create a little folder and you start putting in all that information in there, all those documents. Because senior year, you're going to be applying and it's going to say, hey, what award did you get? And you're going to think, oh, I got an award my freshman year. What was it called? What was it called? So it'll be easier for you to just pull that folder, type it in. A lot easier. And then the last thing, most important thing as well, is the personal statement. So at this point, the university looked at your classes, your GPA, your scores, activities, clubs, all that good stuff. But they want to know who you are as an individual, not who you are necessarily as a student, because they already see that. But they want to know who you are deep down, what your goals are in life, how you're going to help the world, that kind of thing. So the personal statement is where it all really comes together. The UCs have what's called personal insight questions. They have 8 questions that they provide. The students choose 4, and then they write about those in a non-essay way. It's a very just open-ended type of question. But the Common App, the private schools will give out essay that you have to write, and it's one long essay. Either one, though, either option is going to have you explain who you are as a person. So personal, right? It gets very personal. They want to know about you. So what I recommend is that as you go through the next 3 years of high school, you start maybe having a Google Doc of things that happen in life, maybe difficult moments, maybe how you feel now that you're learning online and that it's slightly different from the springtime, or maybe you talk about something that happened in your life that was life-changing, experiences that come up. I recommend that you write it down, because if something happens today that is life-changing, when it comes down to senior year and you're filling out your college app, you're going to remember that situation that happened, but you're not going to remember all the emotions you felt. So if you write it down now on that Google Doc that only you can see, then you can go back and look at it your senior year. So again, universities are looking for well-rounded students. So you don't want to be that kid that's only in the clubs and the sports and all that stuff, but doesn't have a strong GPA or the challenging classes. So we want to have a good balance. The reason we put it in a circle is because we want you to be well-rounded. So it's a little bit of everything, but of course the GPA is that opening door. As long as that GPA is 3.0 or higher, you're in good shape. Okay, I want to talk about the SAT, ACT. I know I said that things are kind of changing. For the class of 2021, it's optional, but we don't know about you, 2023, 2024. So we don't really know what's going to happen. So I want to assume that it is going to be something that's required for you. So how can you start getting ready? So Khan Academy partnered with the College Board. The College Board is a company that creates the SAT, and they created a Khan Academy SAT prep. So this is a great tool. The College Board has data that says that if you devote 10 hours onto their Khan Academy without interruptions, 10 solid hours, not 10 solid hours where you're sitting there 10 hours, but just 10 in total, your score will boost 100 points, which in SAT world is actually a lot. So I recommend that you utilize Khan Academy. A lot of you are already familiar with it, so it's nothing foreign. The website is here, khanacademy.org/SAT, and you can start studying for that, for the SAT through Khan Academy. Now, there's also other things you can do, like you can check out a prep book at your library, or you can purchase it if you want to write in it on Amazon or your local bookstore, Targets, all of those stores carry it. Another thing you can do is get an app on your phone. If you don't have a phone, you can get it emailed to you every day. So it's one question a day that you're studying for. I put a lot of apps here. There's not one that's better than the other. It's just a matter of what you like best. Some apps might be appealing to you or interesting, some not so much. So I don't really know which one you're gonna like. So I listed all of them here. So you pick one that you actually like and you actually will commit to. One question a day is probably like 3 minutes of your time. Pretty sure you can do 3 minutes into preparing for your future. There are some apps that will charge you. I wouldn't recommend you pay for it. That's up to you, but I personally wouldn't, and I wouldn't want you to. But if you want to, you can pay for an app. Now, there are boot camps out there. It really depends on you and your family. If you want to pursue that route, it's up to each student. Okay, now high school academics are a little bit different than middle school academics. And of course, right now we're even more challenging because we're not in that face-to-face interaction that we're so used to. So we do have a program at our school called Our Power. That's our tutoring program. It takes place right after school. Now, if we were actually in our school setting, we would have it immediately after school in our room 620. And in the morning, because students are athletes and after school is actually conflicting, we have a morning tutoring in one of our rooms as well. But right now, because of the situation we're in, we have Our Power that's online. So you can submit your homework questions and receive answers within 24 hours, which is actually pretty nice because of the block schedule. The website is listed here. You can also locate them through our Cerritos High website or through their Instagram. So I strongly recommend that you utilize this. This is a really great program. The tutors there are students that are seniors or juniors in high-level math, high-level sciences. We also have teachers that are part of Our Power. So I strongly recommend that you bookmark this on your computer, and eventually when we're back at school, that you devote at least a day to go to tutoring because it is important. Math can be a little bit intense, science can get intense. You might want somebody to review your essay before you submit it. So Our Power is a really good tool to utilize. Okay, lastly, I wanted to talk about our website. So we just created a website and we're still working on it. It's still evolving. But on the website, we put a lot of information about college. So pretty much what I just presented on and a little bit more things that are in particular for specific grade levels for you guys. This is kind of what we want you to focus on, is just doing great in school. That's really what we're looking for, that you're working in your academics to get C's or better. The higher, the better, of course. We want A's and B's, but C's are not the end of the world. So it'll be important that you work on your academics and that you try to get involved. I know it's a little bit hard right now, but we are going to have information on our clubs and how the meetings will happen and all that good stuff. We also have information on career, meaning how to create a resume, how to submit a cover letter, that kind of thing. So it'll be important if you're thinking about applying for a job when you turn 16 or you're a little bit older. We also have resources, things that you might need as high school situations arise. And then we put a weekly update. So every week you're going to get an email from one of the counselors, from Ms. Kellerman, telling you what's happening in our school, what scholarships are available, what internships are available, things that we recommend that you do. The website is here. It's a Google site, Cerritos High Counseling, or you can also locate it by going to the Cerritos High website, clicking on academics on the top bar menu, and then clicking on counseling. It will redirect you to our website. It is evolving, so there is information there, but there's going to be a lot more as we continue to work on it. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation. I hope that you found this informational. It is a lot of info. So the biggest thing though that I want you to take away from this is that you need to be involved as a freshman, that you should be in either doing a sport. I know that's kind of hard right now, but in a sport or planning to join a club or doing something within your community. Just being involved in general is important. And then getting your grades to be as high as they possibly can be. And if you need support, that's what your counselor is there for you. Our goal is to support you through all of this, making sure that you have every tool to succeed and to make it to your goals. Our goal is for you to get your high school diploma and then to pursue something out after high school, whether that is a 4-year university, a 2-year college, the military, or the workforce. Whatever it is that your goal is, we're going to support you every step of the way. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are here for you. Send us an email. Let's coordinate a time to talk or to meet on a Google Meet. Or if you want to just email questions, we can respond back and forth, whatever is easier for you. But we are here for you, not just for the academic piece, but also the emotional, social emotional piece, which means like maybe you had a bad day or maybe something happened and you want to talk to someone. What you tell your counselor is extremely confidential. We don't break the confidentiality unless it's something where we have to, like you are planning to hurt yourself or hurt others, then we do have to break it. Other than that, what you tell us stays between you and the counselor. Thank you so much for your time if you made it this far.